way we look at things is we always looking at what's the highest value, right? Specific to an understanding for placement. And that's not a thing in the universe. It's functions. But every function has a supreme placement. So that doesn't mean this one is better than that one, or this one is, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like this one that is more powerful couldn't succeed without the other functions. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not a such thing as being taken off of a pedestal. See, this is why naturally other circumstances or situations or via cultures shouldn't elaborate on things that they can't fathom. And a lot of people get out here and they hear the knowledge that's coming from individuals, and they go to take their little resources and they go to twist it up for explanatory reasons for other people. And that's dumb, because you're only destroying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to a lot of different people and how they elaborate on what they think that they're hearing, and they're always trying to put it in a box. It's like a box that's metaphysical. Nah, I don't even want to say that. It's a box that's more like energetic. You know what I'm saying? And those values get tossed in there as a particular reason to an understanding. And that's how they confuse everybody. Because once they have those things as far as how they perceive it, that's where they come from as far as trying to explain things. And that's stupid. One thing has nothing to do with the next. You can't walk into this with the same emotional way of perceiving verbal reconstruction of what you think you're perceiving. That shit is just not a thing. It's just not a thing. So comprehending the actual frequencies in itself, not even learning the language first, just comprehending the frequencies, it takes you putting down how you would personally feel about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the thing, that's just what it is. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to put down what you think you feel about certain things and ask what that is. See, that entitlement, it makes that difficult for people. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know what you have picked up over your growth or what you are through your lineage by the way you feel about that. That should get real deep. But you have to concept first what the almighty energy is, and that's not a perception of your own. Like, you got to go from the base of what it explains things to be and then go farther than that, because we're choosing. So all the time it's going to be times the largest number you can't multiply. That's the equation. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I made my own equation on incremental science. But yeah, like, that's not something that you can put in a good and bad thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, in this world, we comprehend on good and bad understandings. But it's just the way of the divine in the universe. So, to and fro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some things are just cardinal. That's why the word cardinal came out. It was created in the value of stable. Like, they're always red. You know what I'm saying? That's the lower chakra, the red chakra. That's the stability laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't never change. So if you want to have the comprehension, you got to stop with the ego, even though in this reality, to even perceive those values would make you egotistical. Like instantly, you'll be like, wow, to have that in this body in this time would be extra. Yeah, exactly. But this is why there's no particular beings that you called higher beings from old walking around today. They're in the next dimension, because if they were here, they would be super valued. You can see them like with the clouds and stuff. Like you can see them within combination of nature. That's how dimensional. I used to put the pictures up and show people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but everybody don't be ready for the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? They want their ego. They want their ego tickled. So you go places that it makes it seem as what you're doing in your reality is based off the understanding of your connection to the Most High, and that's not even a thing neither, because you had a pathway. So you can't make yourself feel better by false retrospects of service, because this man in this place, which is a middleman between you and the divine, got in and told you to do these things, and they get you on this level circumventing your energy instead of you circumventing with the creator. Like, that's a point. Like, that's a point. But that's why I don't hang around with the hustlers too much. And that's lightly said. Like, what I mean is people who propagate a value, like, you know, preachers or different situations. Like, I'm not about to go in there and let you tell me what to do when everything I need, no matter what it is at the source. Divinity and spirituality is the connection to the electrical functions that's happening in your body, on your everyday basis, along with the path that you're supposed to be on. So you'll mess around and be anxious because you're doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing, and you're supposed to be on another path. Like a whole something else you're supposed to be doing, and you'll feel that, because, and then it'd be crazy because sometimes little insignificant things you gotta do, like, why I gotta move this cup over here 3 inches, just do it. And you'll get broken down to the finite aspect of that, like, and people will be taking shit like, I'm not doing that, that's petty. You should do everything, any energy, that's the first thought in your head tell you to do. Majority of the time it's cleaning up or it's lining you. So, but it's different for everybody, yo. Like, I don't know where everybody at in their life, you know what I'm saying, opposed to what was inflicted on them. People go through things, and I get that. And there's ways out of all of that. You know what I'm saying? The divine will guide you out of that. You just got to be willing. You know that little concept when they was like, fall backwards and somebody will catch you? Nah, not like that. Stand over the cliff and there's nothing but darkness and fall backwards and don't want nothing to catch you. Just fall into everything that nothing is. That's when you was created. You was created from nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it should get deep. So you want somebody to catch you. You're already caught. You was in the womb when you came out. So that's the same thing as falling into that womb. To begin, you got to fall into that nothingness. And just know that's what you came out of. What if you was conscious and you was being created at the same time? That would be a weird understanding, because you would be coming out of nothingness consciously. Right? But that's not what it is. But the rebirth is that. Because now you're in full awareness of that as a notion. Some people say that's what they did. That's not what you did. That's what you're going to do. Because when you go through that aspect of it, you feel even more. The whole I'm falling aspect, you know what I'm saying? But you're falling into you, right? And then the depths is universal, knowing that you're a creation. So it's almost like creating two spiritual bodies. This is off the frequency of knowing. So then you know you fall into into the pit of nothingness. If you ever mastered that meditation going inside yourself, I don't know how it would look for you, but for me, it was at first like seeing my blood cells and looking at my body and stuff like that and seeing how nice things was. And I was like, wow, that's dope. And I was like in a canal, like just falling down, looking through the windows. And then I came into this area that was like Pantheon. It was like Greek or Roman or whatever. But it was like it was all destroyed. Like the pillars was laying all over the place. And all my ancestors was there, like my grandparents, you know what I'm saying, my great aunts and uncles, they was all there chilling, laughing, just happy. Someone was smoking, someone was drinking, like, and they was like wearing these robes, like the Greek robes, and they was laughing. They just was constantly laughing. They wasn't talking, they was just laughing. And my grandfather was like pointing to this puddle. He was pointing to this puddle. I was about to get comfortable. I'm thinking I'm building with people. He was pointing to this puddle. And he's like, go. He ain't say it, but it was like, you know, motioning for me to go into it. So I go into it, right? And as I go into it, the puddle changes into an ocean. Like I start sinking down into this vast amount of water, and I could see the little light from it. I could see its reflection above it, and then I just kept going down and down and down. And I'm in this water, and I come down, I come down, I come down, and as I come down, it changes into like atmosphere, and then I get close to the sun, and then I go through the sun, and then I'm the sun above my house at the time where I'm meditating. And it was cold that day, so then I turned up the heat, and it got warm that day because the heat didn't work in the house. So that was when I was living in Georgia. But I remember doing that and then coming out of the sun, going back through the top of my house and coming back into my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a meditation. So you start unlocking doors inside of you when you sincerely mastering falling into yourself. That was a practice I did a long time ago. I was like a minute ago, like, but I did so many other things before I got to that point. Like, so I know it's just so much, depending on where you at. That's all I'm gonna say. And this is not something you could just put on you because you want to put it on. You can't go hang with people, different groups of people, and name yourself something. Like, there's real disciplines that come with connecting to the divine, because it's vast. Vast don't mean immediate. It's never going to mean that. So anybody who is immediately popping up and just saying this is what it is and all that, they don't know what they talking about. That's why it's not good to copy. You don't know what that person went through to be on the stage that they are currently. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people could be literally getting ripped into a certain existence. And then keep in mind, you want something from somebody. What if you got to go through the shit they go through? You can't handle that, and then you still got to go through your own trials. That's dumb. That's dumb. I ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Why you want to do two troubles? You know what I'm saying? You want to be in trouble like them people, and then you want to get in trouble your way. Like, either way, you still got to fail a lot of things before you learn a lot of shit. So what are you doing? Anyway. The depths of understanding going inside yourself and trusting that is of value. It starts to get that energy frequency moving around. You want to spin your electromagnetic energy. Even though your blood is pumping and it's creating the field is just boom, boom, boom. It's going off of you. You can use your energy, yo. You can use it. Like, and majority of the time, the only time it tightens up and it allows you to focus is when your energetic intention pulls on. So like when you're angry, you about to fight. Like when you're trying to hurry up and do something. When you're afraid that something bad is about to happen, that it tightens because it's a frequency. So it tightens by your emotions. But a lot of y'all be afraid to be feeling shit. So you be trying to be still. Like, you be still, but you be still so that you can feel it. That's the point of being still. So you can feel more that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Don't cloud that off with other things. Be still so you can feel. Focus on feeling it. Still yourself. Be quiet so you can hear and feel. You know what I'm saying? And what you're going to feel is what's already connected to you. Depending on what's connected to you more is what you're going to feel more of. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. You can train yourself by doing that. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't going to hold y'all. You just want to drop this jewel. We already 15 minutes in anyway. Knock the wise.